Hello and welcome to today's class. Our class will be a Sivananda-inspired yoga class, incorporating the 12 basic postures, sun salutations, and one breathing exercise. I call this a Sivananda-inspired class because we will not be doing one of the breathing exercises that is normally practiced during a Sivananda class, and we'll be shortening the duration of the time that we hold the postures. So I'd like to invite you to find a comfortable seated position, perhaps easy seated pose, Sukhasana, or some other variation. I'm sitting on a block. You may connect with a mat, use a pillow or a bolster, or find another position that's suitable for you. Rock from side to side and find your sits bones. When you're ready, distribute the weight evenly between the sits bones. Engage your core. Take an inhale and roll your shoulders up. Exhale your shoulder blades back and down, pulling them together or towards one another. Slightly tuck your chin and lengthen the crown of your head towards the sky to elongate your spine. Remembering that mountain pose is the foundational pose of all other yoga poses. Seek to find mountain pose, even in Sukhasana. When you're ready, I'd like to invite you to breathe in and out through your nose. Unless you're suffering from a cold or an allergy, or some other reason that you can't breathe in and out through your nose, try to find the breath flowing in your nostrils and out your nostrils. Feeling the sensation of air as you inhale and exhale. When you're ready, establish a rhythm with your breathing. Perhaps a 4 to 5 count inhale and a 4 to 5 count exhale. Some practitioners prefer to take a 4 to 5 count inhale and a longer exhale, perhaps 8 counts. Whatever you do, find a rhythm that suits you. And then finally, begin to engage your 3-part Durga breath. As you inhale, expand your belly, then your lungs, and then your chest. And as you exhale, collapse your chest, your lungs, and your belly towards your spine, emptying the belly and the abdomen of air. Inhaling into the belly and expanding the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then exhaling, reverse, contracting your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Take several rounds of your 3-part breath, engaging your parasympathetic nervous system. Beginning to narrow your focus to your practice, tuning everything else out if possible. I'd like to invite you to scan your body from your toes to the crown of your head, noticing any physical sensations you experience in the present moment. Perhaps discomfort or tension, or even something as simple as the temperature of the room against your skin, or the clothing you're wearing connecting with your skin. The sensation of pressure between your foundation and the mat. Explore your body physically, noticing those subtle sensations that we might not normally take notice of. When you're ready, shift your focus to your mind, your thoughts. Where have your thoughts been? Have they been scattered and chaotic? Have you been focused and calm? Without judgment, just notice how your mind has been working the last day, perhaps the last week, or even in the last few moments. And finally, shift your focus to your emotions. Without judgment, perhaps label them the emotions that you're experiencing in the last day, the last week, or even the last hour. Those little things that we experience every day, external stimuli affecting us, and how it affects our emotions. I'd like to invite you to take your left hand and place it in Chin Mudra, taking the pointed part of your index finger and placing it on the upper middle thumb pad and allowing your hand to rest on your left leg. I'd like to invite you to take your right hand and make an L shape with your index finger and your thumb. Moving into alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, one of the many breathing exercises in yoga, particularly in the Sivananda practice. We begin on the left side, so I'd like to invite you to take your thumb and close off your right nostril. On an inhale, breathe into your left nostril. Close it off with your index finger and exhale through your right. Inhale right. Gently closing off your right nostril, exhale left. Inhale left. Close it off, exhale right. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Right. And exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Last round. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. I invite you to bring your hands back to your thighs, resting your hands, finding the easy seated pose once again, and reestablishing the Durga breath. Remember that alternate nostril breathing balances the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It helps bring clarity and focus and engages the parasympathetic nervous system. In a true Sivananda class, we would actually be practicing Anuloma Viloma, which is alternate nostril breathing with breath retention. But for the sake of time, today we practice Nadi Shodhana. From here, I'd like to invite you to stand at the top of your mat. I'm going to be using 2 blocks to start because it's early in the morning and I'm a bit stiff. I invite you to do the same. And I'm going to begin with mountain pose. So finding a strong mountain pose, the 4 corners of both feet, soft knees and engaged core, shoulder blades pulling down and back, your chin slightly tucked, and lengthening the crown of the head toward the sky. I invite you to notice your foundation, your feet connecting to the mat. Maybe rock forward and back. And just notice the pressure of the feet against the mat. Notice the strength of this pose, Tadasana. On an inhale, extend your arms up, bringing the palms of the hands together. Extended mountain pose, maybe arch the back. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Anjali Mudra. From here, inhale your arms high with your palms forward. Arching the back, pressing the four corners of both feet into the mat. And then exhaling, folding forward. Your first forward fold of the day, softening your knees. Maybe use blocks to help raise the floor to you. Inhale up, bringing the palms together. And then exhaling the hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, extended mountain, palms forward. And then exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. Using blocks if you need to, bending your knees as much as you need to, letting your upper body hang. And then inhaling high, palms together. And exhaling the hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, extended mountain, palms forward. Exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. This time, bending the knees as much as you need to, letting your head and upper body hang, acting as a weight. Releasing your low back. And then engaging your core, inhale up, palms together, extended mountain. And exhaling, hands to your heart. Finding Tadasana pose. Beginning our full sun salutation A. Remembering that there is no halfway lift. And we do all chaturangas with the knees down. On an inhale, extend your arms high, palms together, arch the back, press the four corners of your feet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale up, extended mountain, palms forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. From here, step your left foot back, dropping your left knee down, low crescent lunge. Step your right foot back to meet your left, drop to your knees. Shift forward slightly and lower down Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale into Cobra pose, soft elbows, shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, help it up if you need to. Make sure your knees over your ankle, drop your right foot down, low crescent lunge. Inhale, step your right foot to meet your left, forward fold. Inhaling, extended mountain, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extended mountain, palms forward. Exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, this time right foot back. Drop your knee down, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Left foot meets right, drop to your knees. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhaling, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee drops down, low crescent. Exhale, left foot meets right, Uttanasana. Inhale, extended mountain, palms together. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale up, extended mountain, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, left foot back, low crescent lunge. Exhale, right foot meets left, knees down, lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra. And exhale, down dog. Inhaling, left foot forward, low crescent lunge. Exhale, right foot meets left, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling, extended mountain, palms together. Samasthiti, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. On the exhale, Uttanasana. Right foot back, low crescent lunge. Left foot meets right, Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, low crescent. Left foot meets right, Uttanasana. Extended mountain, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Samasthiti. Extended mountain, palms forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Right foot back, low crescent. Left meets right, drop to the knees in chaturanga. Cobra, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left knee down, low crescent. Left meets right, Uttanasana. Extended mountain, palms together. Samasthiti. Extended mountain, palms forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Left leg back, low crescent. Right meets left, Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, low crescent. Right foot meets left, Uttanasana. Extended mountain, palms together. Samasthiti to mountain. Extended mountain, palms forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Right foot back, low crescent. Left foot meets right, Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, low crescent. Left foot meets right, Uttanasana. Extended mountain, palms together, Samasthiti. Extended mountain, palms forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Left foot back, low crescent. Right meets left, drop to your knees, Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra Bhujangasana. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward, low crescent. Right meets left, Uttanasana. Extended mountain. Samasthiti, Tadasana. Extended mountain, palms forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Right foot back, low crescent. Left meets right, Chaturanga. Cobra to downward facing dog. Right foot forward, low crescent. Left meets right, Uttanasana. Extended mountain, palms together. Samasthiti. Perhaps close your eyes. Reestablish your mountain pose and notice how your body responded to the sun salutations. From here, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands to your heart, lift your heels, and if your knees are okay and allow it, slowly lower down into a balanced chair. Once you're here, come back onto your back side of the body and find Shavasana for several breaths. Allowing your body to absorb all the benefits of the sun salutations. Before we move into the basic 12 postures of the Sivananda series, I'd like to invite you to join me in some leg lifts to build core strength in order to prepare us for headstand prep or headstand. You have the choice to skip this part or to do single or double leg raises. So we're going to start with single leg raises, and then I'm going to give you the option to move to double leg raises. So before we begin, find mountain pose in Shavasana. Soften your knees, flex your feet. Imagine you're pressing into the four corners if you were standing. Engage your core, pull your shoulder blades towards each other, and slightly tuck your chin. I suggest placing your palms down. And on an inhale, lift your left leg. And as you exhale, slowly lower it down, moving and linking breath with the rhythm. Inhaling your right leg high and exhaling it down slowly with control. Inhale left and exhale left. Inhale right and exhale right. Inhale left, exhale left. Inhale right and slowly lower down. Now, if you'd like, you can switch to double leg raises or even bend your knees and practice the double leg raises with bent legs. Keep with the single leg raises if you prefer. On your inhale, bring both legs up, and on your exhale, slowly lower down with control. Inhale high, and exhale low. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to do 7 more. 7, 6. Try to link the breath with the movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and for your last one, I invite you to hover your heels right above the floor. Lift your upper body and find canoe for a few breaths. When you're ready, exhale and relax in Shavasana. And just notice the sensation that the leg lifts created in your core. Allow your body to absorb all the good that came from those leg lifts, building core strength, creating heat in the body. When you're ready, extend your arms overhead, take a full body stretch. On an exhale, release the tension, pull your knees towards your chest, and either roll over onto your side or rock yourself up and make your way to child's pose, rolling over. Bringing the big toes together and the knees apart, and taking several breaths in child's pose. Perhaps you'd like to stack your fists and rest your forehead on your fist, or even rest your forehead on a block or on the mat. So we're beginning the first of the 12 basic Sivananda postures, which is headstand. However, we will not be practicing headstand today. We'll be practicing dolphin, which is headstand prep. Headstand prep will help build core strength and will help build shoulder and upper body strength so that when you're ready to practice headstand eventually, you'll have the proper strength in order to try. So I'd like to invite you to come to table pose, wrist under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And when you have a strong table pose, I'd like to ask you to come down onto your forearms. You can interlace the fingers and connect the hands, or you can plant the palms down. From here, tuck your toes, inhale up, lift your knees, and shift back as if you're going to down dog, just on your forearms. Pressing the heels toward the mat, they don't have to touch. Keeping your knees soft. Engage your upper body, pressing the forearms into the mat, letting your head hang between your upper arms, and just finding your 3-part breath if you're able to. Noticing the sensation of the stretch in the back of the legs. Maybe moving your toes in slightly towards your head, feeling a deeper stretch. When you're ready, after several breaths, drop your knees down and take child's pose for just a few breaths. From here, we're going to come forward into table, tucking the toes, finding downward facing dog, stepping forward, and coming back into Shavasana for a few breaths. Remembering that with the Sivananda yoga lineage, there are 5 points of yoga: proper diet, proper exercise, positive thinking and meditation, proper breathing, and proper relaxation. So you'll notice that Shavasana and other relaxing poses are sprinkled throughout the practice. From here, take a nice deep inhale, extend the arms over your head, squeeze, and then exhale, relax. If you have a block, you can grab your block, just set up for supported shoulder stand. If you don't have a block, you can use a pillow or a bolster or something else that you can place under your sacrum comfortably. I'm going to bring both of my feet to the floor, about hip-width apart, taking my block to the lowest level. I'm going to lift my hips, place the block under my sacrum, my low back, pull my shoulder blades towards each other, pressing the back of the head and the shoulders into the mat. And from here, simply lifting my legs up, relaxing my lower body as I take Salamba Shavasana, shoulder stand, supported shoulder stand. Now this is all you need. So if you're enjoying this pose, then feel free to stay here. If you'd like to practice shoulder stand, drop your feet down, lift your hips, remove the block. Gaze up at the sky or the ceiling. Pull your shoulder blades toward each other, pressing the shoulder and the back of the head into the mat. Keeping your gaze point locked into the ceiling, remembering not to move your head from side to side. When you're ready, inhale and rock up into your shoulder stand. Relaxing your lower body, supporting your low back with your hands, and making sure you feel no weight in the neck. If this does not feel comfortable, for you, please come out of it and make your way back to supported shoulder stand. From here, feel free to play around with plow pose or half plow, perhaps taking one leg, then dropping the feet back, inhaling that leg up, and then exhaling, dropping the other leg back. My hamstrings are really tight this morning, so I can't touch my toes to the ground, and I'm not going to force it. So it's perfectly fine if your toes do not connect with the floor. Just play around. Whatever you do, do not release your low back. If you can touch both sets of toes to the floor, then you can release your hands and extend them out towards the top of your mat. Otherwise, keep your hands on your low back. So this is the third posture of the Sivananda series, plow pose. And I'm not feeling it this morning. It's morning, my body's tight. So I'm just going to come back to shoulder stand, but feel free to stay in plow. If you're in plow, perhaps you'd like to extend your legs up now. Everyone pulling the knees down towards the chest, down towards the head, and rolling out of your shoulder stand. Taking a few breaths in Shavasana, absorbing the benefits of shoulder stand and plow. From here, roll to your side, grab a block or two, have them near you. As we move into the fourth posture of the Sivananda series, fish pose, Matsyasana. If you're going to do Matsyasana without props, lie flat on your back. Take your arms, place them under your body with your palms down, extending your arms below you. I have to extend mine down to my hamstrings. You may be different. From here, we're going to inhale and press up onto the forearms and the elbows. Arch the back, pull your shoulder blades down and back, and maybe drop the head back. If this hurts your neck, keep a strong neck. Fish pose, Matsyasana, the counter pose for shoulder stand. And in the video, I explained how these two poses work together to stimulate the thyroid. So Tuesday's video went into that. If you're liking fish pose, then feel free to stay for several more breaths. I'm going to show you supported fish. So if that wasn't working for you, you can take 2 blocks or a bolster. Place 1 block long ways on the second level and 1 block short ways on the lower level. The intention is to find this first block between my shoulder blades. So I may have to play around with it to locate the proper place. And the second block is used to support the back of my head. For supported fish, so Salamba Matsyasana, which is a great pose. It feels great. It's opening my thyroid, my throat, to help bring blood into the thyroid. Another way that you can use props for fish pose is to take a bolster, which I don't have. I had one yesterday, but I don't have it today. And you can sit up against the bolster and just drape your upper back across the bolster. So that's another option for fish. So just enjoying the sensation of fish pose. What a great pose, especially supported fish. From here, we're going to roll off the blocks or come out of our fish pose and find Shavasana for a few breaths. On an inhale, extend the arms overhead. Reach and arch the back. And then exhale, release, pull the knees into the chest. Maybe rock from side to side. You can roll over and press yourself up, or if you'd like to, just rock up, extending both legs out for the 5th pose of the Sivananda series. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Before we take Paschimottanasana, find Dandasana, staff pose. Flexing both feet, softening the knees, remembering mountain pose. Even though we're not standing in true mountain, applying all the foundational principles of mountain pose. On an inhale, extend your arms up. If you have a strap, you can use a strap around your feet. And then exhale, reach towards your feet. Now you do not have to touch your feet, but just extend out towards your feet and allow your arms to rest where they're comfortable, your hands to rest where they're comfortable, and allow your head just to hang. As you inhale, extend the crown of your head towards the feet, imagining that you're trying to touch the crown of your head to the tops of your feet. If you can reach your feet, maybe you can pull back with your hands, but the intention is not to touch the feet. So please don't force yourself. If you have a strap available, you can wrap that strap around the feet and hold onto it with your hands and use the strap to take you deeper into the pose. So what we're doing is we're looking for our edge. The edge is that point in a stretch where we know if we go beyond that point, we could injure ourselves. But if we let up, we don't feel as though we're getting the stretch we need. So finding your edge is important. And from here, we're going to extend up using the core. I like to bend my knees, and I'm going to lower down with control into Shavasana for a few breaths. On an inhale, extend the arms overhead, squeeze the body, and exhale, release the tension, pulling your knees to your chest. And we're getting ready to roll over into crocodile pose, Makarasana pose. So make your way to crocodile, bringing yourself to your belly, your hands under your face with your palms down, and resting your forehead on your hands. Makarasana, crocodile, will be our relaxation between our backs. So find your 3-part breath here and just notice the front of your body connecting to the mat. Maybe massage your forehead by rocking your forehead from side to side. From here, we're going to bring our hands under our shoulders, our elbows in tight, setting up for Bhujangasana Cobra. So I'm going to press my toenails into the floor. My knees are going to lift. You may be different. And from here, I'm going to inhale and pull the crown of my head forward, feeling my hands and upper body engage. Taking an exhale, keeping that lengthening in the spine. And on my next inhale, press up into Cobra pose and hold, pulling the shoulder blades back and down, tucking my chin slightly, softening my elbows, feeling the stretch in my abdomen as I take deep breaths in and out through the nose. Relaxing my face. Pulling my shoulders away from my ears. As the plane flies overhead. And on an exhale, I'm going to gently lower, bring my hands back under my face, and find crocodile pose for a few breaths. The 7th pose of the Sivananda series is Shalabhasana, locust pose. So I'm going to extend my arms out. There are many versions of locust that we could do. I'm going to do one version. There are versions where you lift just the upper body, the lower body, one leg at a time. So there are many variations. We're going to lift our upper and lower body in this particular pose today. So on an inhale, I'm going to extend my arms out, lift my arms, my legs, my upper body, tucking my chin and breathing in and out with control as I work the entire backside of my body. Whatever you do, don't hold your breath. You're likely going to feel your body start to heat up and your heart rate increase. If you're able to, you can interlace the fingers behind you and press the heels of your hands together. On an exhale, I'm going to lower down and reestablish crocodile pose. And finally, the last back bend on the belly will be bow pose or half bow. Now, some of you may not be able to reach around and grab both ankles. Some of you may only be able to grab one ankle. So if that's the case, I'd like to invite you to come to your forearm and do half bow, Ardha Dhanurasana. And then you'll switch and do the other side. For those of you who can grab both ankles, bend your knees, reach around, grab the ankles, flex your feet, and on an inhale, lift your upper body and your legs as you press your ankles or the tops of your feet into your hands for Dhanurasana, bow. On an exhale, release the legs first, come down, then release the ankles, and find crocodile. Taking several breaths in crocodile. From here, bringing your hands under your shoulders and your elbows in tight. Inhale up to cobra, and then make your way to child's pose, releasing the low back. This child's pose may feel a little more intense after doing 3 back bends. So notice this child's pose in comparison to the one we did earlier. From here, inhale the table, tuck the toes, and exhale the downward facing dog. Step to the top of the mat and sit down. I'm going to turn to face you to show you half spinal twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana. It can be done with the legs extended or with one leg bent. So let me start by showing you the extension. So I'm going to extend my right leg out, bend my left leg, and bring my left foot across my right. I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I want to make sure both of my sits bones are connecting to the mat. And I'm going to find mountain pose from the sits bones to the crown of the head. Now, if you're able to, you can bend this bottom leg as long as both sits bones are connecting to the mat. Now, my hips are very tight today, so you may be able to plant your foot a little more completely than I am. So we all look different. From here, I'm going to extend my arms up, and I'm going to exhale and twist to the left, bringing my right elbow to the outside of my left leg and gazing over my left shoulder. I can bring this left hand around and connect it with my right thigh, if that's available. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. And on your next inhale, lengthen one more time. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And then inhale out of your twist. And we're going to switch. So extending our left leg out and bringing our right foot over our left. I'm not quite as tight on this side, so you might notice a difference too with you. Bending that bottom leg, if you can plant both sits bones on the floor. Finding mountain pose before we engage in the twist. And from here, inhaling the arms high, and then exhaling, twisting to the right, bringing the left arm to the outside of the right leg, planting the right hand down if it's comfortable, or either reaching it around and perhaps grabbing that left inner thigh, and looking over the right shoulder. Inhaling, lengthen, and exhaling, twist. Lengthen and twist. And on your next inhale, coming out of your twist, releasing your feet, and taking Shavasana for a few breaths. On an inhale, extending your arms overhead, stretching through the body, and then exhaling, relax, pulling the knees in, rocking from side to side, if you'd like, and then rolling over onto your side or rocking yourself up, moving into crow pose, Kakasana pose. Now, crow pose can be very scary. It's one of those poses that we practice, perhaps to get over the factor of fear. So, I do not have a bolster with me, but you can take a bolster or a pillow and plant it in front of you for security reasons. You can also use a block, but the block's a little harder, and it's not as much protection as a bolster. So I'm going to begin by standing and coming to mountain pose. Just noticing my breath and noticing the foundation, my feet connecting to the mat. I just created a new word, the floor and mat together. So I'm going to step wide. I'm going to extend my arms up into star, and I'm going to drop down into yoga squat malasana. So just to stretch out my inner thighs here. Like I said, it's morning. I'm very tight today. So my yoga squat isn't as deep as it might be in the afternoon. So just opening up my inner thighs. Now, if you have a bolster that you want to try the pose with, you can place it out in front of you. What you want to do is make sure your head is right above the bolster. From here, I'm going to plant my hands. I'm going to lift my heels and I'm going to walk my feet in. I'm going to work my upper arms to the inside of my legs. So my heels are lifted, I'm on the balls of my feet. My hands are planted out in front. I'm going to shift forward slightly. Now the important thing here is to really have, there's another plane, so I'm going to wait for the plane to pass. So my upper arms, I've worked down to my upper inner thighs, the inner inside of my legs. I'm going to shift forward and I'm going to squeeze my legs into my upper arms. And if I'm able to, lift my toes. So I want to make sure that bolster is under my face. So shift forward and squeeze to come into crow pose, Vikasana. Now you may only be able to get one leg or one foot off the mat, and that's fine. Maybe no feet. Just try and see what you're able to do. I'm going to turn to the side and demonstrate from the side. So I'm deep in my squat with my heels lifted. I planted my hands, shift forward, squeeze the legs into the upper arm, and lift for crow pose. When I'm ready, I'm going to come down and find Shavasana for a few breaths. So feel free to play around with crow, pause the video at any point. And after your Shavasana, extend your arms up, squeeze your body, and then exhale, release. Pulling the knees in, rock from side to side. Either roll to your side and push yourself up, or rock yourself up and come to mountain pose at the top of your mat. We're almost done. We have 2 more poses in the Sivananda series, and we'll be finished and ready for our longer Shavasana. The next pose is Uttanasana, standing forward fold. So beginning in mountain pose, finding the breath, and on an inhale, extend the arms up, extended mountain, and then exhale, fold, and find your Uttanasana pose. Using blocks if you'd like, softening the knees, letting your upper body hang heavily, bending the knees more if you need, or straightening your legs. Finding your breath here. And when you're ready, softening the knees and inhaling up into extended mountain. Exhaling to mountain pose. And the final pose of the series, triangle. So this triangle is a little different from the triangle that I taught you with moon salutations. The stance is a little shorter, and you likely will not use a block. So what I'd like to invite you to do is turn your right foot toward the short side of the mat and step your left foot back so that it's slightly turning in. Externally rotate your hips. You might want to adjust your foot. I think I'm going to take my left foot back just a little bit. From here, I'm going to extend my left arm up with my palm inward. And I'm going to exhale and slide that right hand down my right leg, keeping that right knee soft. Now from here, I'm just going to lengthen and reach, getting a nice lateral stretch. So this is a little different from the other triangle that we learned, because that triangle gets into the upper inner thigh a little bit more. This one is more of a lateral side stretch. It's important to pull that top shoulder back and allow your drishti or gaze point to find itself where it's comfortable. But remember to lock into a gaze point. And from here, we're going to step up and we're going to switch. So turning the right foot inward, turning the left foot towards the short side of the mat, externally rotating the hips and extending, this time your right arm up with your right palm inward, your left knee soft, and sliding that left hand down the left leg, pulling that right shoulder back and reaching from that right hip all the way through the right middle finger. Finding your drishti. Trikonasana. Maybe going a little deeper with each exhale, but remembering to keep those shoulders stacked as best you can. Now pressing into all four corners of the feet, inhale up. Step to the top of your mat, bringing your hands to heart center, lifting your heels. And if your knees will allow it, slowly lower down into a balance chair and make your way to your final resting pose, Shavasana. So I'd like to invite you to take about 5 minutes in Shavasana, allowing yourself to absorb the benefits of the Sivananda inspired practice. When you're ready, come out of your Shavasana by extending your arms up and stretching. And perhaps taking a few minutes in Sukhasana, easy seated pose, to focus on your breathing and meditate.